Hello everyone and thanks for joining us. This is AMECO Hover English service and you're watching our daily updates. I am Gaila Damu. Stay tuned. According to Ethiopian Permanent Representative to AU, the 36th Ordinary Session of the African Union, Heads of State and Government to be conducted from 18 to 19 February 2023 will rigorously evaluate the ongoing implementation of Agenda 2063. Modo Muliye has the details.
State Minister of Foreign Affairs Amhara jointly with the Ethiopian Permanent Representative to the African Union Ayele briefed the media on the preparations underway to host the upcoming summit. Recall the 36th Ordinary Session of the African Union Assembly of Heads of State and Government Summit and the 42nd Ordinary Session of the Executive Council will be held at the headquarters of the African Union in Addis Ababa. Ethiopian Permanent Representative to the African Union Ayele said that the summit is anticipated to majorly assess the status of Agenda 2063, Africa's development blueprint to achieve inclusive and sustainable socio-economic development over a 50-year period.
It is 10 years since the African Union Agenda 2063 was launched. So the upcoming 36th African Union is going to evaluate how we worked and the problems we faced. It also reviews the activities of the reforms being undertaken within the African Union itself to enable this continental organ fulfilling its priorities.
According to him, the Permanent Representatives Committee, composed of permanent representatives to the African Union, is conducting its meeting on behalf of the Assembly and Executive Council from 16th January 2023 that will end by today. The representative pointed out that the agendas that the Permanent Representative Committee mainly prepares are divided into three parts, including political security issues as well as economic affairs and social and cultural issues.
በእኛ በኩልም በኢትዮጵያ በኩልም ሶስት የጎንዮሽ ስብሰባዎችን ለማካሄድ አቅደን እየተንቀሳቀስን ነው.
From our side, we are planning to conduct three-side events, among which the promotion of Ethiopian Green Legacy Initiative to our African brothers and sisters is a major one. Secondly, we are taking the initiative in organizing a side event to discuss how Pan-Africanism can be strengthened in this changing world.
Pan-Africanism እንዴት አድርገን ማጠናከር ይቻላል በሚለው ኢኒሺዬቲቭ ወስደን ሳይድ ኢቨንት እያዘጋጀን እንገኛለን.
In this regard, Ayele indicated that the committee is reviewing the performance of decisions passed by heads of state and government last year, as well as examining programs that will integrate more Africa and benefit the continent. State Minister of Foreign Affairs on her part said that preparations are finalizing to host the upcoming 36th Ordinary Session of the African Union Assembly of Heads of State and Government Summit and the 42nd Ordinary Session of the Executive Council. Brutukan, who is also chairperson of the National Committee overseeing the preparation for the host of the 36th African Union Summit, added that the session will have great diplomatic, political and economic benefits to Ethiopia as it's held at a time when the country is emerging from a challenging situation.
Economic faida allo, abarai faida allo, diplomacy faida allo.
This conference has diplomatic, economic and political benefits for Ethiopia. For example, the Ethiopian Airlines, hotels, other organizations and the community will be benefiting by catering guests. Furthermore, it will contribute a lot to secure foreign currency.
የውጭ ምንዛሬን ወደ ሀገር ማስገባትም ጭምር
The conference is expected to be attended by the leaders and first ladies of the African Union member states, foreign ministers, special envoys, international journalists, observers and heads of international and continental institutions.
The two-day Invest Origins, which is designed to draw high-caliber, diverse investment into Ethiopia's expanding market by sharing information on land land holdings ready for projects co-designing and incubation to full maturity, among others, has continued by revealing the untapped investment opportunities in the country. Brown Workana tells us more.
Health Minister Dr. Leah Tadessa said, pharmaceutical medical manufacturing is one of the investment opportunities in Ethiopia. The government is committed to enhancing economic growth as the country places an investment opportunity for health as well. According to the minister, studies by the African Development Bank have shown 70% of the needed medicine in Africa is imported from other continents.
70% of the needed medicine are imported from across other continents, as a continent. So this changing the game to enable African countries to develop their capacity to manufacture is one of the focus areas as a continent, but also as a country. And in line with this, when you see as a country for Ethiopia, more than 90% of the needed medicines and supplies are imported from other countries.
Land Bank and Development Corporation Chief Executive Officer Lensa Mekonnen said, identifying investment portfolios has been one of the priorities of the corporation, alongside working on designing how to engage with investors. She stated that the forum is targeted to be used as a stepping stone to engage companies with financial capacity into actual operation. Capital Market Authority Director General Brook Taye said on his part, there is a huge untapped potential in Ethiopia. He stated one of the financial sector strategies is liberalizing the banking sector by inviting foreign bankers and establishing the capital market.
The authority, one of its establishments' mandate is to make sure that we have a developed capital market where by launching the Ethiopian Securities Exchange. As we speak right now, we are drafting several directives that would allow listing, that would establish the Ethiopian Securities Exchange, which would be where people will be trade equities, on the fixed income side, corporate bonds, and also in the future derivatives.
According to Trade and Development Bank Senior Advisor Reginald Marks, the bank has been supporting the importation of fertilizer, wheat and petroleum, stating that the bank is looking to engage in infrastructure projects. He said. The senior advisor noted it is important to support Ethiopia and its development initiatives going forward as the nation is undergoing economic miracle.
We are looking to engage in infrastructure projects. We are discussing various initiatives around the stock market, introducing bonds, introducing various vehicles in which people can invest in so that TDB can come in and be a lead arranger, a book runner, and so forth and so on.
The well-known businessman Demedene Nagatu said the nation's economy did not collapse and the country stayed strong despite all the challenges it had faced, including COVID-19 and internal challenges, among others.
Despite all the challenges we as a country had faced, from COVID to the internal challenges we faced, our economy didn't collapse, our institutions didn't collapse, our country stayed strong. So that's an indication that we have the foundations to be an even greater economy in the next 10, 15, 20 years.
The Global Forum under the theme Invest in Ethiopia, the next economic engines of Africa, is taking place from 26 to 27 January 2023 in Addis Ababa. This highly anticipated forum is where high-ranking industry experts are attending to provide a unique opportunity to showcase the skill sets and institutional capacities to build confidence for those that are ready to invest in Ethiopia.
The first Ethiopian Diaspora Organizations Recognition Program is underway in Addis Ababa in the presence of Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Affairs Minister Demeqa Mekonnen, President Sahle-Work Zewde, and other high-ranking government officials. Abeba Brahani reports.
Some 52 Ethiopian diaspora organizations are receiving commendation for their contribution to the national calls that have been made on various occasions. The recognition program is aimed at encouraging and expressing gratitude to the diaspora community for their contribution in various activities, including public diplomacy, image building and resource mobilization, among others. The diaspora organizations have been contributing significantly towards safeguarding the national interest as well as economic and social development. They also expressed their commitment to working to increase the role of the diaspora in national development. The Ethiopian diaspora and Friends of Ethiopia across the globe in general and Africans in particular have been playing a crucial role in reversing the unwarranted and well-coordinated pressure on Ethiopia on several occasions. It is to be recalled that Ethiopian across the world has organized international rallies in 27 cities globally to express their unity in defense of Ethiopian sovereignty under the slogan "No more meddling, lies, disinformation, sanctions on Ethiopia and Horn of Africa."
Ambassador Alelin Admasu told Ethiopian news agency that Israel will further strengthen its cooperation with Ethiopia in agriculture and technological development. Fukradi Zawdu reports.
In an exclusive interview with the Ethiopian news agency, the ambassador said Israel has a long-standing relationship with Ethiopia, especially in trade, investment, culture and people-to-people ties. Noting the multifaceted relationship between the two countries is still going, the ambassador said the two countries are in particular working closely in agriculture, technology, innovation and other sectors. He added that Israel supports the efforts to build lasting peace in Ethiopia in addition to development cooperation. Ambassador Alelin further stated that his country will also continue providing finance, clothing and other supports to areas affected by the war. Besides, he pointed out efforts are being exerted to bring Israeli investors in agriculture, technology and other sectors in Ethiopia. Applauding Ethiopia's progress in wheat production, especially using summer irrigation, Ambassador Alelin said Israel will assist Ethiopia to increase production and productivity by supporting agriculture through technology. He stated that Israeli investors have shown interest in investing in agriculture, technology and other sectors. According to the ambassador, in the health sector, Israel and Ethiopia are working closely. He revealed that since Israel has shown interest in sharing its experience in renewable energy, the relevant parties are working in cooperation with them.
We cooperate with health institutions in different parts of Ethiopia through exchange of experience, cardiology and other fields.
With respect to aviation sector, activities have been carried out with the Ethiopian Airlines, which is prominent in aerospace in Africa. Ambassador Alelin, who recalled the people-to-people relationship of the two countries, disclosed that more than 7,000 Israeli tourists came to Ethiopia to take part in the Ethiopian Epiphany Tumkat festival this month.
You're watching AMECO Haber English service, and now let's proceed to news beyond borders. Kenya's deputy president has ordered government administrators in the country's central region to enforce a one pub per town directive that was issued last week. Rigathi Gachagua also wants entertainment joints in the region to only operate between 17 to 23 in new measures meant to deal with alcoholism. There are fears the directives could see many resorts to homemade alcohol, often laced with industrial chemicals. Deaths from illicit brews have previously been reported, but Mr. Gachagua on Thursday insisted that alcoholism in the region was dire and told officials not to renew pub licenses once they expire. According to the Algeria's energy transition strategy, Algeria has unveiled a series of policies aimed at eliminating its dependence on fossil fuels. The oil and gas-rich nation will invest heavily in renewable energy. Minister of Energy in Mines, Mohamed Arkab, told the BBC that Algeria has more than 3,000 hours of sunshine per year. Some regions of the country count 3,900 hours per year, including the plateaus and the deserts. The Algerian Renewable Energy Program aims, in the short and medium terms, to build a capacity to produce 15,000 megawatts of solar energy, increasing the share of renewable in the energy mix of the country, which is currently just 1%. Archaeologists say they have found a gold leaf-covered mummy sealed inside a sarcophagus that had not been opened for 4,300 years. Fikradi Zaudu tells us more.
The mummy, the remains of a man named Hikashepes, is thought to be one of the oldest and most complete non-royal corpses ever found in Egypt. It was discovered down a 15-meter shaft at a burial site south of Cairo, Saqqara, where 3 other tombs were found. The largest of the mummies that were unearthed at ancient necropolis is said to belong to a man called Namjadif, a priest, inspector, and supervisor of nobles. Another belonged to a man called Mary, who was a senior palace official given the title of secret keeper, which allowed him to perform special religious rituals. A judge and writer named Fatek is thought to have been laid to rest in the other tomb, where a collection of what are thought to be the largest statues ever found in the area had been discovered. Several other items, including pottery, have been found among the tombs. Archaeologist Zahi Hawass, Egypt's former antiquities minister, has said all the discoveries date from around the 25th to 22nd centuries before Christ. Ali Abu Deshish, another archaeologist involved in the excavation, said this discovery is so important as it connects the kings with the people living around them. Saqqara was an active burial ground for more than 3,000 years and is a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site. It sits at what was the ancient Egyptian capital Memphis and is home to more than a dozen pyramids, including the step pyramid near where the shaft containing the mummy was found. Thursday's discovery comes just a day after experts in the southern Egyptian city of Luxor said they had discovered a complete residential city from the Roman era dating back to the 2nd and 3rd centuries AD. Archaeologists found residential buildings, towers, and what they have called metal workshops containing pots, tools, and Roman coins. Egypt has unveiled many major archaeological discoveries in recent years as part of efforts to revive its tourism industry. The government hopes its Grand Egyptian Museum, which is due to open this year following delays, will draw in 30 million tourists a year by 2028. But critics have accused Egypt's government of prioritizing media-grabbing finds over hard academic research in order to attract more tourism.
That's all the news we have for today. I'm Gaila Damu. Thanks for watching and stay tuned with the rest of our programs.
Thank you.